Do sit down. Before we start, could I just ask that you respect all the gravestones that are around and just be careful where you're standing. And also, would you please put all your mobile phones on silent. Good morning. I'd just like... I will try. Is that better? I would just like to introduce myself. My name is Linda Gomersall. I'm a family celebrant. Welcome. And we thank you for coming today to join us here at Farsley Rehoboth Burial Ground as we dedicate the Commonwealth War Graves Commission headstone and grave to Sapper Joseph Shepherd.
Welcome to the Farsley Rehoboth Baptist Burial Ground, where more than 4,000 bodies are buried in 1,000 graves. I'm Richard Hainsworth, and I'm the chairman of the trustees of the charity which now owns the graveyard. I'd like to welcome all our guests today. We're honoured by the presence of Colonel Stephen Boardman, Deputy Lieutenant of West Yorkshire. The Lord Lieutenant is the King's representative in the county. Our other special guest, of course, is Mrs. Joyce Brown, daughter of Sapper Joseph Shepherd. We're all delighted that you and all the other members of your family are able to be with us today. We also have representatives from the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, the Royal British Legion and the Royal Engineers Association. I would like to also mention Graham Turner, our head researcher from the charity, whose work led to the discovery of this grave. Over the last 5 years, it's been a remarkable story at the Farsley Rehoboth Burial Ground. 5 years ago, where you are standing was completely inaccessible. 10 feet high brambles, bracken and weeds blocked this path from here. What a transformation has taken place, all achieved by volunteers. It was almost impossible to reach the 8 official war graves in the cemetery, but now it is easy to do so. Now we have a 9th, but I'll leave that to Linda Gomersall to conduct the service of dedication of our 9th official war grave.
Thank you. I would like to tell you a little bit about Joseph Shepherd. Joseph was born in Wakefield, the son of Joseph and Mary. The 1939 register notes that the family had moved to Farsley. Joseph Sr. had died in a work accident just 15 months before. And at that time, Joseph is married to Madge, and he has a young daughter, Joyce. Soon after, it seems that Joseph had moved back to Farsley, and he was living with his mother in Oakwell Terrace, not so very far away from here. He worked with his late father at Messrs Butler as a scaffolder, leaving when he was called up to enlist, joining hundreds of thousands of other men and women to fight for a cause. Joseph had joined the TA attached to the Royal Artillery in Bradford 3 years previously, and he was one of the earliest to be called up. Sapper Joseph Shepherd served in the Searchlight Unit 39849 Anti-Aircraft Battalion of the Royal Engineers. His job was tracking bombers flying up the Humber, attempting to attack Leeds, Bradford and Manchester. A newspaper article from the Pudsey and Stanley News describes how, when Joseph was home on Christmas Eve, he complained of feeling unwell. Back in barracks, though, a military doctor declared him as physically fit. However, after collapsing, Joseph was taken to York Hospital and then moved to Leeds Infirmary, where he died a few days later. 84 years ago, on January the 14th, 1940, Joseph Shepherd died at Leeds Infirmary. He was 19 years old. The death certificate states that Joseph died of tuberculosis and meningitis of the kidneys. In 2023, the grave of Joseph Shepherd, buried along with his father, was found in this cemetery. Researchers of the Friends of the Farsley Rehoboth burial ground discovered Joseph's military connection and, working with the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, his grave was reclassified as an official war grave and as such was eligible to have the appropriate headstone. And Sapper Shepherd's name was removed from the Brookwood memorial as a soldier with no known grave. Joseph had a 6-month-old daughter at the time of his death. The researchers were able to locate Joyce, and she visited the Rehoboth and the grave of her father and grandfather. A family member wrote, "We are very grateful to the friends at Farsley Rehoboth for reuniting a father and daughter 85 years after they were parted, and for the efforts in bringing a young soldier some recognition of his service." With the granting of the Commonwealth War Graves Commission headstone, his daughter Joyce was invited to choose an inscription. And to stand now in perpetuity, Sapper Shepherd's headstone reads, "Always in my heart." Today we dedicate this grave and its new headstone to Joseph Shepherd. The Commonwealth War Graves Commission and the Friends of Farsley Rehoboth burial ground pledge to keep this piece of England as a memorial not only to Joseph Shepherd, but to the 8 other Commonwealth War Graves Commission graves and to the 15 other war memorials for the men who paid the ultimate price and gave their lives for their country. Sapper Joseph Shepherd, a young man who gave his all. Joseph Shepherd fulfilled his regiment's motto, "Ubi quofas e gloria Dei," everywhere where right and glory leads. He was there doing what was right, doing his best to keep his country safe. Sapper Shepherd died close to the beginning of the war, a war that lasted 6 years. Who knows where he might have been posted, what path his life might have taken, should he have lived. But what we do know is that this young man, who served in the Territorial Army before the war, who was called up and joined the Royal Engineers, he served his country well. He died in the service of his king and country. A soldier remembered with thankfulness and pride by us all. Sapper Joseph Shepherd, we say thank you for your service. Please bow your heads for Psalm 23. This has been chosen by Joseph's daughter, Joyce. And if you wish, please join in. The words are in the order of service. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green waters. He leadeth me beside waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
consecration. Carry the standard bearer. Carry standard.
The exaltation. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
We hope that nothing of Joseph's life will be lost, but that it will be a benefit to everyone, that all he held sacred has been and will be respected by those who follow him, and that everything he held great may continue to mean as much to us today.
Now we will have the laying of diggings. First one of Joseph Shepherd's family. War Graves.
Order.
I would like to read a verse adapted for 3 war poems, the Cenotaph and Rose Banquet. There is a grave whose earth must hold too long, too deep a stain, though forever over it we may proudly speak his name. Dear soldier, slumber well. Turn off your searchlight, close the door. You do not need it anymore. The danger's past. You are now named at last. Go to sleep.
The commitment. We pledge ourselves in you to our working together for wartime generations and to all those in other conflicts since. We promise to do everything possible to help where there is a need and to ensure that they may endure the years that lie ahead in comfort and dignity and contentment.
Hey, Jim. Kelly.
When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow we gave our today.
Please stand if you're able for the national anthem.
Kelly, stand up.
Please sit down. In friendship and service to one another, we are pledged to keep alive the memory of those who served and those who died in the service of their country and mankind, those whom we knew and those whose memory we treasure. Grant to the living grace, to the departed rest, to all mankind peace and concord. We will remember them. We will remember them. this young lad's life and death. Thank you.